Hello. Oh wait, that was a preview. I just done. Hey, welcome to episode 11. We got Rachel back in the building. Shout out to Kyle. Squad's here. We got producer Richelle in the background. What's up? What's up? What's up? What's up? How y'all doing?
Good, blessed. The cold was trying to take me out, but my God is greater. So shout out.
Mm,
You better
nice.
preach.
There you go.
Kyle, how
There
you
you
feeling? You
go.
had a busy week.
I had a busy week. I feel like I've been in like 4 states in the last week. It's been
Big
quite
facts.
eventful. I
Jet
know.
setter.
I was in Tahoe, for our OTT trip, which was amazing. Me and Gabe rented up at the tables. You know what I'm
Yeah.
saying? We made out like bandits in Tahoe, so that was
Mm-hmm.
cool.
I'm
Then
scared.
had to go to Atlanta on Thursday for a funeral. Not the most ideal situation, but literally took the red eye Wednesday night. Got to Atlanta at 5:30 in the morning. Funeral was at 11. Flew back at 7:30 p.m. So it was literally an in and out trip. Like I was basically in the plane longer than I was in Atlanta. And then the next day went down to Orange County for a friend's wedding. So did that for 2 days, then came back, and I finally got to do some of the All Star festivities this weekend at ESSA. I had FOMO. I know Rachel also had quite a bit of FOMO from not being outside, but it looked like a good
Mm-hmm.
time. Gabe, you were our on the ground correspondent
Yeah,
at
I
All
was.
Star Weekend. So tell
So
us about it, man.
So
Wow.
personally, for me, like I also didn't get to enjoy All Star Weekend as much as I'd like because I had other things to enjoy, like Valentine's Day. I shared my thoughts on this pretty publicly on social media. They got to coordinate, whoever's scheduling these things. I don't know who coordinated Valentine's Day on the day, All Star Weekend on the President's Day week. They got to figure that out. That's
And then
my
Super
my
Bowl was
only
literally
thought.
the week before, so it's like if you didn't have no quality time on like Super Bowl weekend, you damn sure ain't gonna have it on All Star Weekend.
Yeah. So if you're in a relationship, maybe your partner was open to not having to do anything big. I don't reside in that camp. So we have to make that day an event, which was a great time. We did a little staycation in Palo Alto, which was very quiet because everybody, I guess, was like camped up in the city. But the city was active. It was alive. Things were happening everywhere you went, everywhere you looked. Like some brand was somewhere. Every All Star had some sort of collab event with some sort of
Yeah.
somebody. Like, if you were looking for it, it was there. Like there was no way you just didn't run into something happening in the city specifically. I think that was probably the most I actually traveled from Oakland to the city in a weekend in a long time. Because typically things are just happening up in Oakland, but which there was stuff happening in Oakland too at Oracle Arena, but I think for the most part
Majority of the
people were
stuff
going
were
to
in
the
the
city.
city. Yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. So it was a good time.
Yeah. It looked great. I ain't gonna lie. As Kyle mentioned, I had dumb FOMO. Where have I been? I've been in Spain for work. So I've been traveling. Your girl been working hard to keep this
Mm-hmm.
job and also pay these
Mm-hmm.
bills. Got sick, so I couldn't go outside. But
Mm-hmm.
it seemed
Mm-hmm.
like it was a beautiful time for the Bay. And if this shows nothing, it shows that the Bay has so much potential to be a
Yeah.
completely lit and present city. And all we need is our government to invest in this city, get it back right, invest in our local businesses so people can be back outside because it was just such a beautiful thing to just like see so many people outside
Mm-hmm.
and like so many things going on. I did not know the city could get this lit. Someone literally
Mm-hmm.
posted, I think on Instagram, they're like, wow, I feel like I'm in DC. That's a huge compliment.
Mm.
DC
It
be lit.
Mm.
is.
So
Yeah,
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 just
yeah.
shout out, shout out. Yeah.
I did run into a lot of people that either A moved to the city recently and this was like their first thing, which I'm like, wow, lucky you. And then also met a lot of people like, dang, I'm just seeing the city. I'm trying to see if I want to move here. So I don't know if this is like the start of people trying to
False
like come back to the
expectations.
Bay Area, but that's how they get you, right? Like you come in, you go to the big event, and you're like, oh man, this city's dope, and then you move here. And it's not a terrible city to live in personally, but you
No,
probably
it's
just
not.
don't. It's like you said, false expectations is the right way to put it.
Yeah,
Um,
Yeah.
like shit ain't popping off all the time. But it's like
yeah.
I just really do hope it was like a really good indication that like the Bay has a lot of potential. Like if you
Mm-hmm.
were here pre-pandemic, the Bay was lit. Like we can
Exactly.
attest to this. But like post and it sucks because it's like now we got money for real. We still in the trenches, don't get me wrong. We just
Right,
in a
right,
different
right,
type of trench.
right, right,
But
right, 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 right.
it's like now the base sucks. And it's like, don't get me wrong, we got people who are married. I'm a single person here. But married people still can be outside. And it just
Mm,
sucks that like outside just isn't as great as it once was for us to be motivated to be outside.
Yeah, no, I
facts.
feel that. I feel that. Yeah, I would definitely say this weekend was giving pre-pandemic vibes of the Bay. and Super Bowl is going to be in the Bay next year too. So
Yeah.
We
so
outside.
so we got to come hidden with a popping event too. I know we're not
Mhm.
competing with Fanatics and Michael Rubin, but I'll do a light mixer.
Yeah.
Right. Let's
Yeah.
get
We can
social.
get
That's all
some
we want to
popping.
do.
Yeah.
Let's
We
get
can get some
social.
popping. Get some brand deals, all of that. So any of those brands out there listening, if you want a successful, young, professional group of individuals that love to turn up, but love something classy, love the exclusivity, and bring something to your brand, you need to hit up Over the Top. You will not be disappointed. We bring the people out. All we need is just some support. Support us. This is not on no DEI stuff. This is on straight vibes and fun. So just hit us up and we'll be happy to collaborate. So yeah.
Yeah, but if the DEI piece does help you at your company
Yeah,
get the
help us out. Help
budget,
us
like we
out.
will take it.
For sure. For sure.
For whatever that means to
I
you.
mean, yeah.
We're equal
Look on our
opportunity
skin.
people.
We black. But but I'm just saying it ain't gotta be just DEI. We can fall
Right.
in either bucket. We can fall in the equity portion, or we can fall in non equity. You just like us.
Mhm.
You just like the vibes. We
Yeah.
flexible. We
Whatever you need us to say
exclusive.
to sell us, yeah, we could sell this to you. We
There
could
you
give you
go.
another soundbite if you need to give that to your
Yeah.
leadership team. But
Check.
I
Yeah.
love it. Great soundbite, Rachel. I love that. Let's go into the first thing. Speaking of events, big one that we got planned out coming in April is what we're aiming for. Details to be confirmed, but it is pretty exciting because this is kind of one of our hits of an event. Is our Fit Fest. We are bringing down a festival of activities focused on dedicated on wellness and health. So this is typically going to have rounds of different fitness classes, different competitions around the fitness classes, a lot of vendors giving out products and things of that nature, and they just being able to be outside. This is typically going to be an outside venue with a DJ, food, drinks, good vibes, stuff like that. Speaking on Fit Fest, I'm curious on what y'all fitness journeys are like. Rachel, I can kind of relate to where you are because I was recently sick. I know you had to get down with it, but what are y'all kind of like trying to aim for fitness wise right now?
I'll let you go first, Rachel.
Honestly, I'm just trying to be fit and fine on some real shit. But no, on some real stuff though. Um I'm up leveling my fitness this year. Like I have a new trainer who's also my stretch coach. So I have like body mass percentage I'm trying to hit. I have muscle weight I'm trying to hit. I'll be hitting the sauna at least a couple times a week. I'm eating right, like enjoying the hard things. I heard this quote from
Mm,
Huberman. If you don't listen to his podcast, it's just some good stuff. It's a lot of science shit, but it's good stuff. But he said we need to learn to enjoy the hard things. And the sooner we get to do that, the sooner you realize it's such a blessing. And that didn't make sense to me until this past weekend when I was hella sick. Like I lost my sense of smell, couldn't do anything. Like it was really bad. And I was like, damn, I wish I could go work out. I wish I could just go on a run. I wish I could go enjoy the food I like. And I just realized like, oh, all these things I be complaining about, I now miss. And I'm like, I just need to learn to enjoy and appreciate it. So
mm,
I'm really just trying to like get down to around like 20% body fat, put on like 5 to 10 pounds of muscle. Um, just look good, feel good. But yeah, I'm super excited about it. It doesn't mean like I ain't gonna be outside. Like I'm trying to do everything in moderation.
mm.
But I'm just not trying to be like a YB, like I'm trying to be grown. So yeah.
Yeah, it's funny too. You say that, well, not funny, but one, I would have thought you were already below 20% body fat. So, but
Nah.
that's definitely great to aspire to. And then to that Huberman, post, it's kind of like one of those things where they say you can either, like, discipline gives you freedom down the line. It's like you can choose freedom today versus freedom down the line. And I mean,
Yeah.
I'm preaching to myself on that, and so. I've had a busy last couple of weeks. It was like my birthday week, so entertaining family and stuff in town,
Yes,
and
sir. Makes
then
sense.
Tahoe weekend and all that stuff. Preparing for
Hmm.
that, and then this past week travel. So I've been off my workout game. I got my tonal. I was really planning on working out right after this. Right after this, I just need to get back
Hmm.
into it. I'm not looking forward to it, but I know like once I get that one under my belt, it's like
Yeah.
easier to like go back into it. The nutrition is something that I always struggle with though, because I just feel like I can never find the time to cook or like make something or do something. So it's like I always when I do order out, I try to get like a healthy option, like a protein heavy, try to get a vegetable or something like that. But or I'll get like rotisserie chicken from the store and freezer vegetables. But that's low key like a depressing meal. And so
But
I'm like,
it's cool though.
yeah, I want to enjoy my food, but yeah, it's
Mm-hmm.
hard balancing. And I'm just like, man, I can't even imagine what this would be like. I'm childless right now, but I'm like, man, what would life be like if I had a kid? 'Cause I'm like, work. There's like we had another reorg, so I'm just like, man, I'm always like getting up to speed on things. There's never like a moment to just sit and breathe.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Yeah, you speaking to routine too. That's probably what the important thing that I'm hearing is that we just don't have like the hard enough routines that we just can't stray from. I would say my routines are very soft right now.
Same.
That's probably why. Yeah,
Yeah.
my goal, I definitely want to drop body fat, similar to what you were saying, Rachel. I got a number I need to hit, but I also got sick right when I was peaking, right? And that's the worst. It's always when you're peaking when your like hip starts hurting or something like that. So right when I was peaking, I got the flu and I was knocked out. And I honestly like even like a month later, I went to the gym to just do like simple cardio, huffing and puffing, like I'm 70 years old and I've never touched the treadmill in my life. So it's taking a little bit of time, but we're gonna get back right. We're gonna get back right.
Facts. It
Yeah.
just sounds like we need to hold each other accountable, check in, see what we're doing. Because I feel
Fit
like
Fest challenge.
facts. But
Fit Fest
Fit
challenge.
Fest is what, in April?
Hey,
We're in
March,
March. Yeah,
it's 2
like, we
months.
probably can, figure something out. So probably sounds like Kyle's biggest struggle right now is the nutrition piece. He would get the workouts in, but it's the nutrition
Mm-hmm.
piece. So it's like, all right, if you can't cook all the time, then how can we ensure like you tracking macros? Download a Cal AI app. I think that's
Cali,
what you'll
that's what people have been saying because I hate my fitness pal. It's so
yeah.
tedious.
So I'm gonna send you my link because I get some
Okay,
money.
link me. Link
I'm
me.
gonna
Link
send you the
me.
link.
Is this free?
Nah, it's like $20 for the year, but it's a game changer. Like when I
And
was
what
in
does it do? You
Spain,
can just take a picture and just
yeah,
like.
bro. Like, listen, and Cal AI, let me tell you something. I'm about to hit y'all up after this joint drop because I need a sponsorship. You feel me? And y'all need to actually come sponsor Fit Fest
No
because
facts.
the amount of people I have told about y'all app straight just on this is like on some real shit. So, like for example, you take a photo and it just tells you your calories and like
Are
how
these all
much
your
protein,
meals?
carbs. Yeah, today it's been light. I was
And
sick trying to
it
get back in.
and it measures like how does it know ounces and stuff? Does it just
It,
guess?
shit is measured. So, like for example, when I was in Spain, bro, and the thing is, it's like I know people are like, "Well, how you know it's accurate?" I have a
I
scale.
was just about to ask that.
I have a scale. I measure myself. It be off by no more than like maybe 5 to 10 calories. Like it really
Oh
ain't that crazy
wow.
Wow.
off. So, like when I was in
Yeah,
Spain,
send me
for
the link. Send me the
example,
link.
I got you. I was in Spain. Look at that. This is how I was able to eat healthy. Look.
See, that's
Yo,
the
this
hard
this is
part.
definitely Fit Fest sponsor right here.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah, yeah,
bro.
yeah. You're right. We're
Yeah.
giving you all this.
I
We
was like,
funding Bernie Spence.
I was like, oh, I need a little tomato bread. Bet. Let me take a picture. Where I'm at with my carbs. Cool. I can eat 2 more. I can eat 1 more. It's just great work. So yeah, I think that would be good for
Man.
you, Kyle, to just get you an idea. And you set your calories low because you're trying to cut. So
Hmm.
even if it's like wrong to some calories, it don't matter because you're still below what you need to eat. Like I'm cutting. So yeah.
Yeah.
Do you ever find that it doesn't recognize certain foods? Like if you take a picture of it?
So that has happened. It be buggy sometimes. I ain't gonna lie, and it just like you just update it. So like for example, I think I posted a salad and it just recognized the apples. I was like, this is a salad, and then it will like recalibrate and analyze again and be like, oh. This is a salad with kiwis and apples. So it's like you can update it for it to get better. And what I've
Okay.
realized too is I turn the light on. So like when you're taking a photo, I turn the flash on. For some reason that makes a huge difference because it's
That
like it
makes
can just tell
sense.
a little bit more of a difference.
Mhm.
But you can update it and train the AI to do better. But yeah, this has been a game changer. For when I'm on the go, like I'm just saying it's $20 for the year. I spent $20 on less. So yeah.
Mm.
Literally. I paid
Yeah.
someone $100 to skip the line at Temple the other day. So
Oh yeah, let's get into that perfect segue.
Yeah,
We're
talk
gonna
to me.
dive
Talk to
into
me.
it. So before we jump into that segue, Rochelle, I hope you heard that. Rochelle had an idea last time that we do like a Fit Fest, like prepping for Fit Fest challenge, and we just like tag each other on social media.
Okay.
Rochelle, did you? So I'll let Rochelle kind of like give us that information offline, but that's something we could probably
Oh,
start up.
I'm
I
with
know my
it.
camera froze, so we'll get that
I'm
going.
with it. I'm with it. I'm
also
with
my
it.
laptop's dying. Let me go get my charger real quick. So sorry. All right, give me
Go
like
ahead and
30
do that.
seconds.
Well, while Kyle's going to grab this charger, I'm
Dun,
gonna fill Rachel
dun,
in.
dun, dun.
So we
Tell me.
basically had All Star Weekend. This best. So we basically had All Star Weekend, all the events. We talked about all of that, and then the night Kyle came back. So at this point, Kyle's out of town from like, basically the whole week till Sunday. And so he's saying everything on social media. It's funny how it all progressed. I think Kyle will say he became reasonable towards the end, but at the beginning, it's like all the activities are happening. Kyle's like, "What we doing? Let's get the section somewhere. Let's go watch 2 Chainz. Let's watch Glorilla. Let's get the 5K section. We got it." And in my head, I'm like, "Oh, I'm not trying to spend all that money. Like, I think we're fine." And then Jay on the other side is being real uncommittal on anything. And so
Of
we're just kind
course,
of like,
typical.
yeah. So we're just all just kind of like vibing because we're in the mix. But Kyle's just seeing everything on social, so he's bringing this energy like, "Now we got to go out with a bang. I'm coming to the
That's
city.
my guy.
It's
That's my
Sunday,
guy.
All-Star weekend. Let's make it happen." And I'm over here like, I'm in the city. I don't know if we need all that. It should probably still be fun, but I'll play it by ear because everybody's just gonna play it by ear. So by the time we get there, I think it was like the day of. Kyle's like, maybe we don't need that big of a section. Like, we could just get like the 3K.
No,
Like,
no,
we have
no.
enough people. I'm like, dang, Kyle's tone switched up real quick. Like, he just landed in the bay. He was like, oh, maybe we don't got to do all of that. That was me and Jay's sense, at least. Jay agreed with me that was Kyle's.
Bro, I literally sent the receipts because look, so I'm like, okay, I said if we can get some more funders, because it was me, Gabe, and Jay that was gonna go in on the table. And so I'm like, all right, if we can get some more funders, then I'd be down. So we had like, a short list of people, and that's why I was like, all right, let's do the 5K. Because look, so initially it was supposed to be at Temple. So I'm trying to plan this like in advance. So this is like maybe Wednesday or Thursday. I'm texting the promoter at Temple. They're giving me their sections. They're like, all right, so on the main level, like you can get a table in the basement for $2,000, which is not worth it because like the performance half is upstairs, and it was a Dre's event, and 2 Chainz was performing basically.
Oh yeah, I saw that one. Yeah.
Yeah, so for the upstairs, like the mezzanine, which are the cheaper sections, it would have been like 3K. For the like dance floor section, it would have been 5K. So I'm like, okay, if we can get like maybe 1 or 2 more people that will pitch in, I'm like, let's just go big because for the 5K section, you can get up to 12 people, and for the 3K, you can get up to 6 people. I negotiated with the guy to get up to 8, but I'm like, okay, we can get an extra funder. So I literally sent the receipt, and when basically our short list, when it seemed like they weren't down, I was just like, okay, if we were to do it, let's just do the 3K then, or let's just do, let's just go lower, or not spend as much money on this. So I showed the receipt. I said, let's do this if and only if we have funders.
I believe you.
Okay.
I believe you.
So that was Kyle's. So Kyle's messaging it this way with extra context, right? He's adding the extra. That's not what the message is read. Like, he's telling you the receipt, but it had extra text above it and below it. They were like,
bro,
gotta go with a bang.
Now I gotta show the receipts.
Bro, are y'all down to be outside on Sunday? Like, he's basically like giving all this push on like, we gotta do something Sunday. My plans were to be out Saturday. Sunday was like an add-on. I'm like, I got one night in me. And then we eventually just opted to go Sunday because Kyle was so pushing Sunday. So we're like, all right, we're gonna go Sunday. It'll be all the guys together. But then we start throwing out all these options, and they cost a lot of money. And for me, I got my budget, and I let them know, hey, here's my budget. I ain't going above this budget, just so FYI. These prices are getting high. And then Kyle's tune just got a little lighter once he realized the reality. Once he got it. That's all I wanted to say. But anyways, the point of this isn't to go into that detail. I think Kyle came in ready. He started to realize where everybody was at. Everybody's kind of mixing here, mixing there. There's like 12 different events. So there's really no commitment from anybody. Everybody just feels like they can just go anywhere and get in anywhere, which is kind of what it was for the most part, until we got to all the events. So we're like, hey guys, worst case scenario, Origin's doing this thing with Glorilla. All right. So that's the move. That's the back.
And that was not my idea for the record.
So that was my idea. I will take credit for that being my idea. We're gonna go do Glorilla, and it's gonna be this much money. We'll get X amount of people in. That is our backup plan. All right. So we went to one event. It was supposed to be Kevin Hart and Zaza Pachulia.
Okay.
Line down the street with this really eclectic like group of people that you could have like picked out with your eyes closed at random and just placed them there. Like, it was just no cohesion amongst the line of people at this event. We waited.
It wasn't given All-Star.
It wasn't given All-Star weekend. It just looked like everybody was just trying to get in somewhere. So for us, we're looking for like a little bit more upscale, up level. You know us. We're trying to get a little bit bougier.
You're trying to get to a Curry event, an Ant event,
exactly.
a Wale event. I feel that.
Right. Turns out, you needed to know people a little bit earlier than like 20
the
minutes
night
before.
Yeah.
Right, exactly. So we get to that function. It was the line was there. We almost made it in, but then we made an audible to go to this billionaire's boys club event. And so then we went to that. The line was crazier, and we couldn't get
Crazy.
anywhere. This is so unflattering. I'm about to stop my camera real quick. It was a crazy event or crazy line for this event. So by the time we get to this line, we haven't moved for like 40 minutes. We make an audible. We say, let's go to our backup. At this point, we've acknowledged we are chasing Rachel. We are chasing the high of the
Chasing
next
the
thing.
vibe.
That's Yeah, we're chasing the
Mm-hmm.
vibe. Like we're buying high and we're selling low. That's basically what's happening. So then we go to the next part. We go to Origin. We're like, hey, back up. Let's go to Origin. Mind you, all these sections are still available, so we really never have to book a section. And just to clarify, we never got a section. We were fine without the section. So we
So
got to
glad we
this
didn't
next
get a
spot.
section.
Right. So we got to Origin, and this was supposed to be the backup Glorilla. The audience was it was a little rowdy.
Mm.
And and,
A
and,
little
and
rowdy.
just to tell the we were with Amadou also, and
Oh
so
Uh,
we
yeah, my dude Amadou. What's up,
and,
Amadou?
and so we came to so all right. So just to set the scene, we're with Amadou. Okay, continue. Get
Yeah, we're there, but all in all, I'm was like, I don't know about this spot. This ain't the crowd y'all probably looking for. And I'm
Yeah,
and like
like,
yeah,
hearing
I think you're
Amadou
right.
say that of
yeah.
all people.
This the true YNs and YBs present.
Yeah, he was
Yeah,
like, nah, this ain't really the crowd. And so then everybody was kind of like aligning. And then some people in our group were like, yeah, we could probably stick it out. And the moment that happened, these women just like jumped up, like, hey,
I got the
hey, pull
video.
up in
I'll
their
screen
car.
share.
yeah,
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 okay.
yeah,
Kyle's gonna
yeah,
screen share.
yeah. Let
This
me
is
see
what
what's going on. You see
this is
people.
what happened. And then we promptly called our Ubers to the next location.
This
All
is
right.
yeah.
So
God
first off,
damn.
can y'all see the receipts? I said I think if we can get some more funders,
We
we
see
can do
screenshot. We see we
5K.
Hold
see
on, hold
we,
on,
we
hold on,
see
hold on. We ain't
Riverside. We
seen
see
it. We ain't
Riverside.
seen it.
Oh, y'all only see Riverside? What? That's lame. Hold on one
Yeah,
second.
Kyle, you have to show the whole thread for that to be relevant because you're like showing the out of context one message that you said
What do
into the
you
receipt.
mean? I literally like that
There was
has
a
been
whole
the
day of conversation of you pushing, yo guys, we got to go out Sunday. How about Sunday? Let's get out Sunday. Let's get the section Sunday. Let's get this one Sunday. We can go big. Like it was a whole day leading up to that message,
y'all see this now?
and he's showing
Yeah.
the one message.
Let's
Okay,
see.
look. So 8 tickets for 3K. And I was like, I think if we can get some more funders, we can do 5K. This was like Thursday.
I
And I
feel like
was
that's the
like, I
more
feel like
popping
that's the more
section.
popping section. I'm also fine with upstairs, but I'm like, if we're gonna do it, let's do it with a bang. Like I'm standing on that. Yes, I wanted to go out with a bang, but it was if we had more funders. Okay.
Okay, I respect it, Kyle.
But now back to the video. Glorilla. I had to slack myself these. So all right, so these women pull up and they're in the car. It's like an Escalade, like a black Escalade that's like parked. It
Yeah.
has its hazards on in front of this car. And then so then I guess they were either blocked or maybe they just like stopped. And there's one girl like that's my auntie in there. And then they just started twerking on the car. It was more of them. I caught them at the end. They were all twerking on the car. And then this is
What you can't hear here, you can't hear the audio,
Yeah. What
but
they say?
Kyle's over here like, hey, okay, okay, okay,
I'm dead.
hyping them all
dead.
up the
But the
whole
thing
That's
is,
my.
time.
I had to hype them because if I were just taking a video of them, they're probably like, "Why is this dude taking a video of me?" So I had to,
Facts.
so I had to hype them so then be like, "Oh, he thinks he's better than me, and he's taking a
Facts.
video of me like I'm a circus animal." Which is, I
Yeah.
mean,
That's
But
what
that's
you
what they
know.
wanted though. That they were. I think they were looking for that. Like, yo, we lit. Look at us, haha. Like they
Yeah,
were
that's my
definitely trying to
auntie
hype the crew up.
inside. What's
Yeah, they
up?
were hyping the crew up. That's what they were trying to give the energy. And we agree.
Yeah.
Like it was probably gonna be lit in that building.
Oh,
But
lit as a motherfucker, but not the
yeah.
yeah.
style.
And then this girl, one of the girls came up. She came up and like literally got in our faces. She was like, "Hey, I'm from KB. I'm from KB. Yeah, yeah." And I was just like, we were all just looking like we were like, "Yeah, we gotta go." Amadou was like, "Yeah." He's like, "If I was
Yeah.
back home in Atlanta with my homeboys, and I can bring my, he's like, it'd be
I'm
cool." But he's
dead.
like, "Nah."
I
Yeah.
respect to Amadou. He gonna keep it real all the time.
Oh
He
yeah,
is.
yeah.
You
So we
know,
bounced.
this is but so hold on. You know where when these things are important? When we got our real player friends like Amadou, Dexter, like when the whole crew is together, also we can be a bang. So you know what this means? For Super Bowl,
We got to get
We
right.
got to ensure the whole gang is here,
Yeah,
is
we got to lock it
present,
in
and we are locked in with
with all
events.
the events.
We
The
know
locked in with the right
someone who
events.
is doing something. We ain't going to be chasing no vibe. The vibe is
It
chasing
has to be
us.
us. Exactly. Yes, Rachel. Yes. That is what we took away because this is what ended up happening. We ended up going to Temple right after that. We tried to get a section. It was a downstairs thing. Everything Kyle basically said. So at this point it's 12:30 and we're nowhere. We've been literally just in Ubers and lines from like 9 o'clock till
Oh,
this.
that's
This was
shitty.
after this was after the watch party. The watch party was cool. We got in, we like watched the game. It was a cool little vibe. But beyond that, everything was a line for like 2.5 hours. We went to a bar, got a drink, and then literally just went to GA, and that's where Kyle finessed it. Kyle, you could tell the rest of the story. I don't know how you finessed the skip line of how we got
Yeah,
into
so
Temple eventually.
so we were with Jay and we were like, damn. And so I was trying to pay off a bouncer and I was like, hey, can I like slide you something to get in the front? He was like, I can't even do it tonight. It's like too many eyes. He's like, the bosses are out, everybody's watching. And so while we take our intermission, we go to Zoe and get it like we take a couple shots basically. It was basically like halftime, like pep talk. We're like, all
Pre-game
right, we
talk, yeah.
haven't yeah, it was like we're like first half, we don't have any momentum, no motion. We haven't literally. I was literally sober for the first half of the night, and I'm like, I haven't
Mm,
done anything. And so we took these shots, and I'm like, damn, no one's gonna skip line. Jay's like, we could just pay somebody that's in line to skip them. And I'm like, oh, you're right. Why not think about this? And so, basically, we go up to the line and we see these dudes that are like, they're basically at the front of the line, and we're like, hey, can we like slide y'all something to skip? And they're like, okay, slide us 50. And I had cash from my casino earnings,
he had way more
from
than that,
Tahoe.
so they lowballed it.
They
Terrible
did lowball it,
negotiation.
and so they're like $50, but I didn't have change. So I'm like, fuck. I guess I just gotta give them the 100. So I just gave them the 100. It was like six of us. We definitely could have got it cheaper, but I was just like, you know what? Like anytime I'm holding cash isn't real to me. I feel like the real money I monitor is my bank account.
Credit card
So I'm like,
facts.
if I'm spending my credit card, I'm like, okay, I'm spending money now. But anything that's in my wallet, like that's accounted for, or I guess is unaccounted for. It's not real to me. And so
Mm,
I was just like, all right, here, take the 100. We skip, and then we still had to pay cover. It was like $80 cover, but we got into Temple. We
mm.
saw like Greg Tosa there, a couple other people. So yeah, it was cool.
Yeah, it's
Yeah.
cool. Cool
Two
vibe.
Chains performed.
So yeah, that was the story, Rachel. That was the story of the
Damn.
night.
That
Mhm.
sounds like something, man.
That was just the last night, though. I think every other night was more calm. I think the last night
I
just
don't
was
know,
very
man.
chaos.
I think a lot of stuff were popping off for the weekend, but I just think it's like poor planning results in poor execution. And that's it.
For sure.
And that's fine. We have to learn the hard way. Like Kyle said, we really ain't got no motion to be pulling this last minute shit. But it's cool. We got a year to get our motion back. We got a
Mm-hmm.
year to officially be the vibe. We got a year.
Mm-hmm.
So we,
Literally.
we don't worry, don't sleep. Don't sleep, don't sleep.
Yeah, what a good pep talk. That's a good one, Rachel. All right, next
Yeah.
topic we're gonna get in. We was on deep for that one. I haven't listened to it, but I'm very curious on y'all. And how was the Drake album for you? Rochelle, you can't comment, but what do you all think?
Yeah, well, for context, Rachel is a Drake fan. She down bad. She think this project is fire. On her
She said it's
Instagram,
10
she
out of
said,
10,
yeah,
a
on her
classic.
Instagram, she said, I gotta play this again. But
Instant classic.
yeah, instant classic, people, instant classic. But yeah, I'm curious. Have you listened to it yet, Kyle?
So I haven't listened to it straight through. So I started at "Give Me a Hug" because that's what everyone was promoting.
Yeah.
So I'm like, okay, it's catchy and stuff. I'm like, dang, Drake literally went from "Where the Hoes At" to "Give Me a Hoe,"
Give me a
"Give Me a Hug."
hug.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying? That's like where he's at
This
now. He
this
went from "Where
this
the Hoes" to "Give Me a Hug."
This the anthem for the where the hug at niggas. So y'all niggas outside that I be seeing all the time like, damn, where my hug at? Pull this
That's
song
him.
up when you come and ask me for that. I might give you your hug. Yeah, yeah.
I heard the Nokia song was good. It was a cool
Yeah,
little Nokia vibe.
that's
Little
all I've
bop.
been saying, baby girl, in the world. Yeah, it's cool. So my honest opinion, I'd give this album a 6.5 slash
Ooh,
7 out of 10.
ooh, 6.5
I feel like that's
really anchors it.
generous.
Yeah.
Ooh,
So, and this is what I'm
ooh,
saying. It's not a terrible
wow.
album. No, pause. I don't want Drake people. I'm a fan of his music. Let me just get this straight because I think a lot of people think I hate this nigga. I don't. I'm a fan of his music. He's just a weird nigga, and I do not like weird niggas, rich or not, just for context.
Yeah, he moves a little
Now,
weird these days.
for me, there's some bangers that I will probably play 100%. And I listen to this straight through. First listen, 6.5, 7 max out of 10 for me right now. Um, this was not a Party Next Door featuring Drake album. This was a Drake featuring Party Next Door album. Let's get that clear.
Okay.
He needed to put out some songs, right? He wanted to test the water. So let me give
Mhm.
y'all a game right now. We're going into technicalities right here. And this ain't no hate to Drake. It was a good album. I think people loved it. I think it's gonna be catchy. We're gonna hear some bangers. You know, we're gonna hear this being played in some clubs and stuff for sure. It was cool. Like, I'm not gonna hate on it. There are some songs I'm probably gonna go back and listen to. So please do not hate me because I said it's like a 7 out of 10. That's all.
Okay. Okay.
Um, I think these were kind of like throwaway songs because I feel like we've heard some of these
Absolutely.
leaks in the past, right? Where it's like these were like some scraps from either Drake and Party, and they put this project together and they're gonna release it. I
Mm.
think personally this was a move from Drake's part to say, okay, I'm gonna release this after all this stuff that's been going on because I've been shot 9 times in my back for a whole year and I've been down bad and I'm trying to move on from this. I respect that.
Mhm.
We gonna see how this play out based on how I want to use this for this UMG case, right?
Mhm.
Of course, I'm in a case I can't put this out as a Drake album, right? Because it's gonna prove whatever
Mm.
point they're trying to make. But if I put this as a Party Next Door album, then there's nothing to prove because I'm just a feature. Now, let me tell y'all something for y'all imbeciles outside. And this is not for the Drake fans. These are for people who are such suckers that y'all cannot just accept for what it is. You cannot have an album that you're supposed to be supposedly featured on, and you have more singles on that album. I think that nigga got like 6 singles on the album
Mhm.
of
Okay.
21 songs that you're a feature on, and there are no Party Next Door singles. You get what
Mm.
I'm saying? And even with
Yeah.
the Party Next Door Drake songs, it was a lot of Drake in those songs. So, like I said, it's not hate. I get the move. It is smart. But I'm just saying this was a straight up Drake album, and he's just using his artist. That's
Mm.
all.
I want to play a game with y'all real quick, if
Sure.
you don't mind.
Go for
So,
it.
again, I haven't listened to the album for anybody listening.
Yeah.
I've heard pieces of it, and it sounds cool. I want you to say, what do you call this album? SSS for you? Some sexy songs for you?
Yeah, some sexy
What do
songs
you?
for
Mm-hmm.
you. Yeah.
That's just a lot. That's a lot of stuff to say. So, okay, so triple S for you,
Yeah.
or for all the dogs.
I'm gonna say For All the Dogs.
Yeah, I think so too. And I'd be curious for a producer, what would you choose?
Okay.
Yeah.
This is the part of this is the content part of this clip, by the way. Okay. So triple S, some sexy for you, her loss.
Her
Yeah.
loss
Her
for sure.
loss.
I thought we are doing
Yeah.
a bracket right now.
We are.
Yeah.
Okay. Honestly, never mind, or
Nigga,
some sexy for you.
honestly, never mind. Stop playing with me right now. There are
Oh
no
wow,
other album. Oh, you disagree?
that was probably the one I would. Yeah.
Hold on. Hold on. I might be tripping. Let me look up this album real quick.
Sticky,
So
massive.
Oh, that's the like the
the dance music one,
ED,
yeah.
all right. I
But
can
that
yeah.
album grew on me though. That album grew
Yeah.
on me.
That's
Yeah,
fair. I
sticky,
don't know.
massive.
I don't
Jimmy
know.
Cooks.
Let me take it out. I don't know yet because I
Okay.
haven't also given this a couple listens yet, so I don't want to give a biased answer. So you're right, Rochelle.
Okay.
Thank you for correcting me there. Yeah, I don't know.
Oh, certified lover boy.
Certified Lover
Or
Boy.
okay. All right. Dark Lane demo tapes.
Dark Lane demo tapes. There's some good songs on that joint. I ain't even gonna cap.
I'm outside in the AMG.
If we want to if you want to count care package or some sex for you,
Yeah, that's a re-release. I wouldn't count that.
Scorpion or
Scorpion, bro.
All right, so let me just go down the list because clearly nothing.
So basically,
here,
this is bottom tier. This is a bottom tier. Yes, I agree.
More life, views.
Yeah, bro. We don't need to go into
What
the
a time to be
classics.
alive.
This all right, stop
If you read
talking.
this,
Stop talking. This is not a classic. Listen, this is not a classic. But he got some songs on it that's groovy, and people are gonna hear it a couple times, and you're gonna rock with it in the club. Like that is just that. But
Mhm.
this is a straight business tactic. Like no one can tell me otherwise. The song, I think I just read that it's on tape, it's on schedule to do like 250K sales in the first week. Great. I think I would love to see how this plays out with UMG, because I think Drake is testing, how can I go independent? Are people gonna really rock? Can I do this shit without my machine behind me, and I drop music and people really rock with me as an independent artist? Because let's think about all the greats. And these are people who I genuinely think were great at one point and then somewhat fell off. Big Sean, I'm a huge Big Sean fan. When that nigga had a label behind him, he was gunning. Dropped, went independent. Now, I'm not saying he ain't got good music, because I really like his music still. But that push still ain't there. Meek Mill. People gonna say Drake ended that nigga's career. Probably. Maybe. But, yeah. Bingo. But ever since that nigga lost his machine, right? He's been on some wild, weird shit. And listen, I'm giving Meek Mill grace, because if y'all never watched that Meek Mill documentary, you really should. The system is fucked up. It be keeping our black men down. And I give that man a lot of grace because of just how messed up that situation is, for real. But when you look on people who have had a label behind them pushing their music, like a whole team, then they left, they ain't really. Now, my nigga Kanye, y'all know I'm a Kanye fan. I even got a chain on right now. But he be tweaking. And we are not going to sit here and act like his music afterwards. I mean, other than like TLOB, you know, the other things have been okay. You feel me? Like, I did not like Vultures. I actually hate that album. Like, both installments. I don't like it. So you get, there's a trend. So I think he's just testing the waters to see what's good. But I do think he's like, y'all niggas on notice. And the summertime, I'm gonna be back. And I think the summertime will determine us to see if Drake is back for real, or if he's just the same corny nigga that got shot 9 times in the back.
Yeah, I feel like he took last summer off.
Oh, for sure.
Last,
I mean,
last summer was wartime for him, so he didn't drop any bangers,
bro.
nothing in the club. Like, I feel like that was the first summer Drake took off, and I feel like he got he had to take the time off. You know,
he had to. He had no choice.
Yeah.
This man has never been beaten like this in his life. A whole year.
I don't think anybody has.
No, like Kendrick played this so well. And listen, I know a lot of people are gonna say, "Oh, Kendrick, he ain't great." Let me tell y'all something. That nigga great. His music may not be for everybody, but that nigga is great. And what we're not gonna act like is that this nigga don't have hits. This nigga got hits. Y'all may not hear them right now in his music, but that nigga got hits. And that's fine though.
We know that. Yeah.
That's fine though. No, and I respect that, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I'm saying. People need to. This is why I need people. Like, I'm a music head for context, but I need people to realize Drake makes mainstream music. Drake makes music where you get up. Yeah, but that's a thing though. Fear, I respect that. That nigga makes mainstream music, and there's nothing wrong with that. Kendrick, he has mainstream music. It's just not a majority of his catalog, right? But he makes good music. And I think people that never was put on to Kendrick before and are now put on to him because of this beef, right, are listening to albums like To Pimp a Butterfly for the first. That shit was a classic. You feel me? Like, he makes good music. It's just not mainstream music, and that is fine. And I think people need to realize is that when people are like, "Oh, who has a better album post beef?" You cannot compare GNX to Some Sexy Songs for You. It's two different vibes, two different artists, two different everything. Like, that shit makes no sense. They're both good albums in their own right. You feel what I'm saying? So I just feel like people need to just be less biased. Like, I like both artists in this whole situation. I just expect more from Drake, especially when it comes to you're coming from a victory. You're coming from a beaten. I expected something to be fire, but I get what you're saying. You're throwing the album out there to see how people deal with your mediocre work. We gonna test you though in the summer, because if you don't drop no hits in the summer, nigga, you're fine. You're officially off. Like, you're officially off, and I think a lot of people will feel that way. Yeah, it's just throwaways.
So,
Yeah.
so let me say this, Risha. You made a good point about Drake making music for people that use their passwords. I'm trying to think of somebody who's a Kendrick fan, and that's why I was laughing. I'm trying to think of somebody who is like a hardcore Kendrick fan that doesn't care for Drake, that travels a lot. I'm trying to think of somebody that I know.
I don't know. I,
There got
I
to be
feel like I'm
somebody,
a
right?
yeah, there definitely is. And to be fair, like I'm a big Kendrick fan as well as I'm a big Drake fan. So I guess I don't fall into that category because it's like you're looking for someone that completely hates the nigga. But like I like I like someone if I have your albums as a vinyl. I have a
Hmm.
couple Kendrick albums as vinyls. And he makes good like I was there like
Yeah,
years ago when he made certain music and it was just like you listen to this nigga and you're like, yo, this nigga is great. And also
yeah,
we can't go with he has like Pulitzer Awards, I think 3 or something like that. Like cool guy. He's just not mainstream for everyone and that's fine.
yeah.
And I think he purposely does that because he's a storyteller and he tells certain stories through his albums specifically,
Hmm.
but he shows he has range from this beef. He shows that
Hmm.
if I really want to drop a banger, I can drop a banger. Like
Yeah.
I think so. So I feel like we're gonna see a different side to Kendrick. I'm very curious to see what he comes out with next. I'm also very
Hmm.
curious to see what Drake comes out with next, and I'm looking forward to it. I'm looking forward to enjoying music from two greats.
Yep.
Drake's still a weird nigga, but we ain't gonna act like he ain't great in his own right. Like
I'll say this. I'll say this. I'll be surprised if Kendrick puts out another album in the next 2 years. Personally, I think. I think.
he gonna drop an album. This
I,
GNX album was a throwaway. And when I mean throwaway, I don't mean it in a disrespectful manner. I mean this is not how he typically does albums. He's like, I'm on a different energy. I'm putting on people from my city. Whoop to whoop. He is working on an album. He has said that. I wouldn't be surprised he drops one in the next 2 years, personally.
yeah. I'll see. I'll see next 2 years. I think Kendrick typically works in longer time frames.
For
He has a
sure.
lot of like depth to his music, and I think all of this was like you said, not throwaway, but it was prompted by the beef, right? The beef
Yeah.
prompted like a
I
lot
think
of this
he's
work.
trying to like he's showing like I got range. I do
Yep.
think he's working on another album. I think he will drop it in the next 2 years, personally speaking. Um, and I'm very excited for it because I have no clue. I never know what to expect from a Kendrick album because you just don't know what direction he's gonna
Yeah.
go. But I'm very curious to see which direction he goes, and excited to see what Summer Drake has for us.
Yeah, I mean, I would like to see if he comes back from this as well. I think you are somebody, Rachel, that has the artistic part of your brain that gets entertained by like a Kendrick or like a good J. Cole album or something like that. Like you said, Big Sean, he's also somebody that's just good with wordplay. Drake's here to just entertain us, and like I'm at that point in my life. I just can't think when I'm listening to music. I'm trying to disconnect and like
Yeah,
literally and that I like to use my passport. So you're right, Rochelle. That's probably why I'm a Drake fan.
yeah.
I just want to use my
That's funny.
passport, get on a boat, be on a beach.
That's crazy though. No, that's fair, and I respect that. But but all
Shoot.
I'm saying is like I listen to Kendrick's music. I don't listen to all the songs all the time, but I have a few that is always in rotation, and it's always gonna make me feel pumped. That nigga ain't always talking about some. It's like when that line that Drake put in his song, like when he's gone, bitch is gonna be twerking with a dictionary. I thought that shit was funny. That shit was funny. That's let me tell y'all something. Drake is a sassy nigga. If y'all didn't know that before, he's a sassy nigga. And fuck it. I ain't even gonna say he's stupid. I'm gonna be like, nigga stupid and he weird. But yes, I agree with you. For sure.
Mhm,
Yeah.
mhm.
I respect it. Yeah.
Yep.
Listen,
All right.
listen, the song's gonna get played. So shout out to Drake. I know you're trying to come off your deathbed, my guy. I really hope you do, because the streets
With a
miss you. It
bottom
sounds
album, I
like
don't know. Coming off his deathbed with a bottom
Hey,
album.
but he surpassed Spotify daily listeners for the year. What was it? Or like for a single day or whatever. And
yeah.
he flooded the charts. I feel like that was also to prove a point though. It's like, okay, I'm Drake. Like whatever I put out is gonna get instant airplay.
But then it
Sure.
also goes against him in this fucking case because you're saying that your music is being suppressed, nigga. Niggas just actually listen to not like us. Like the problem. This is the problem. He is upset that the machine that did exactly what he's upset about right now is working against him. And it's okay, nigga. You can just say, why the fuck are y'all working against me? It was supposed to be mine and mine only. And I'm not mad at that. I'm screaming. You know, here's my problem with Drake. And if y'all want to really know why I find this nigga weird, he only got smoke for women. I cannot respect no man that only got smoke for women. I hate that shit because it's like, nigga, what we gonna do? Fight? No. Like, well, yeah, but I ain't fighting you, nigga. Go fight my man. Like, fight somebody that's the same sex as you. What the fuck you trying to fight with me for? We I know we both sassy bitches, but damn, like
You
Kendrick made a
got
point,
smoke for LeBron and DeMar DeRozan.
but ain't got smoke for the nigga that's calling him a petty. You get what I'm
That's
saying,
true.
though? Like, it's just weird. Like, he's weird, but it's cool. I don't think so, because look on the whole situation with Jay-Z. When that shit came out, in 2.2 seconds, that nigga was out, like, fighting this shit like his life depended on it. So I don't think so. I would actually respect him coming out and saying, yo, I did not do that shit. Like, what the fuck? Like, you are out. I would
Yeah, Millie Bobby Brown.
Yeah. But so the thing is, that's why I love that TikTok exists. Because before P. Diddy went down, you know, there used to be all these theorists on TikTok talking about like this, and no one would listen to these people because they're like, man, fuck this. There are a lot of people out here because even when I went to Turks, Drake is like a god in Turks, like on some real shit. And there's been like these women who talk about like his team that acts as like a Tinder for him. Like there's a whole island on fucking Turks dedicated for Drake. Like that is how serious it is. You get what I'm saying?
Wow.
So I am not surprised. I wouldn't be surprised that he liked these YBs. Now, listen, like I said, I don't know. He gives the vibe. I don't know. I would hate for Kendrick to be slandering this man's name, and it ain't true, because that nigga should be sued. I take those things very seriously. But Drake is not doing himself no justice with the shit he's done in the past and the shit he continues to do at this moment as a nigga that is almost 40 fucking years old. That's all I gotta say. So, yeah.
Damn.
Yeah. Quarter.
Yeah. It's hard.
It's a public opinion, yeah.
The court of public opinion. Yep.
Yeah,
It's basically
I
like
agree.
when we thought Sierra had a penis.
Yeah, no, I think that's fair. I just think he need to blatantly had put out a fucking statement. He needed to just put out a statement like this shit is not true, like straight up. And I ain't addressing this shit a second time, and I'm gonna handle this in the courts. But he just did not put out a statement. Like when the song dropped, he was more focused on his fucking daughter that we don't know exists or not, and addressing that before addressing. You get what I'm saying? It's like you're addressing the wrong things first. Because the first thing you should have said is like, "Yo, this is one wild shit. I didn't do that shit." But I guess people would argue to say he said Kendrick was beating his wife, the baby wasn't his, they were messed up, so he probably didn't want to go down that rabbit hole. Cool, but we've seen that none of these stuff were proven right on Kendrick's end. But no, for real. But the crazy part is, I think they were saying that Kendrick and Drake spoke in the middle of the beef and was like, we can keep this as a friendly fade, like just friendly because I do think if this was kept friendly, I mean, I don't know if Kendrick would have won. I'm gonna be straight up, because we're not gonna act like Drake cannot rap. The nigga can rap. Like, Family Matters was hard. And I'm
Was
saying Family Matters was fucking hard. You feel me? But Drake decided, as a sassy nigga he is, I ain't keeping this no clean shit. We gon' talk some shit. And that is why Kendrick said, don't tell no lies about me if you don't want me to tell no truths about you.
dun, 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 dun.
Pull out, bruh.
But it's great. J. Cole, even though he bowed out, he's still getting a lot of smoke for it. I guess because he dropped
Yeah.
the song and then deleted it. So
Yeah, that nigga was corny. And Drake Cole is
Mhm.
an artist I really love and enjoy, but that was some corny shit, nigga. Stand on the ground.
you gotta stand on it.
Yeah, like I can respect Drake for standing on it. Like he tried. That nigga tried. He lost, but that nigga tried. I can respect a trier. J. Cole, you lost respect when you shot and then you said, my fault, player. Let me pull the bullet out and pretend like it didn't happen. I lost respect for that. You should have stood on that shit and bow out gracefully.
Did I show you that? Did y'all see on my close friend story? I don't know if Rochelle's on my close friend story. If not, I gotta add you. But basically, we were in Tahoe, and there was this. All right, I'm adding you now to my close friends, Rochelle. All right, you're officially on close friends.
Grrr.
But basically, let me Slack the video to myself so I can screen share. So that's the only. I'm on my work computer right now. I'll give me 1 second. Let's see. But basically, in the club, there was this like video graphic
Oh
that
yeah.
was showing like Drake
Oh.
and Kendrick, and then like, it showed J. Cole like crying. Basically, I'm like, damn, like people are like he can't escape it. He can't escape it.
Nah, he can't. And it sucks because he's such a good artist. Like I know a lot of people don't like J. Cole, but I really like J. Cole. Like I had his CDs. Like I'm a fan. I'm just a
Same.
fan of music in general. Like I'm genuinely
Same.
just a fan of music. So I love good music, like regardless. And I think I can hold my biases a certain type of way. And if I do have a bias, I can say that.
That's valid.
But yeah, but listen, cool album. I'm gonna listen to it again because I do want to see like if anything grows on me. But I will say some of these gonna be in rotation. Nokia is gonna be a TikTok sensation. It already is. Yeah, it's a cool little quirky song. That Spanish shit. Let me tell you, Drake. A lot of people disagree with me. That nigga's a culture vulture. I literally had an argument with a guy, and that was telling me like he's not a culture vulture. Canada is just diverse. No, that nigga's. It is. I'm not disagreeing with that. But two things can be true at once. The nigga can have range, but he can also be a culture vulture. Why the fuck are you speaking Spanish like you're a fucking Bad Bunny? The song was terrible. I think it's like Tu Padre or some shit like that. I hated it. I don't know if Rochelle feels other type of way, but don't play that shit around. Corny. It wasn't.
I like that song.
I liked it. It wasn't as bad as this shit. I like the song. It didn't feel. It didn't feel culture vulture-ish.
Yeah,
That's
it
all.
definitely sounded like someone in their Spanish class, like reading,
No, for sure.
Spanish 101, trying to read
Dead
the
ass.
lyrics to a song.
That's fine. And don't get me wrong, I don't want people to think like, oh my god, Rachel is a music theorist. I'm not. I just like good music. And for example, I do not like Sexy Red, but y'all gonna catch me in the club singing some Sexy Red. You get what I'm saying?
Over.
It's just so. You get me?
That
But
was
you
the
ain't-
Origin crowd.
Yeah, I ain't listening to that shit. But there's something about music that is senseless, where it's the beat and you have a few catchy words, and that shit is gonna make sense to you, and you're gonna rock with it. Right place. Get it sexy. Get it set. Yeah. For sure. Yeah. But that's enough love for Drake. Shout out to the nigga though. Come to me with some heat in the summer for real. Because if you don't give me no heat in the summer, you are officially falling off. I ain't giving you no more grace, nigga. You took your beating for a year. You dropped this album, which had a few little good songs in it. It wasn't a great album. I will put this in a dog pile, unfortunately, compared to your other albums. But I saw the move. I respect the business move. I hope you get what you want from it. I still think you might lose this case, but it's fine though. I wish you all the best. You deserve all the money you get because you changed the game when it came to music. So I ain't gonna act like I'm a hater because I got your albums in the back. But give me some heat in the summer, nigga. Because if you don't give me no heat in the summer, nigga, you are officially losing a fan, and I will officially think you're corny, weird. And give me some motherfucking tickets to Wireless. I'm Jamaican, culture vulture. So yeah.
Right, and we are officially demonetized, and those are Rachel's thoughts on this album. But I think we hit time on that one. We probably got some good clips that Rochelle could make sure we clean up if needed. That being said, any final thoughts, y'all? This was a fun conversation. I'm glad we got the crew back in here.
We gotta have Rochelle actually be on, and I thought Rochelle you can't just be a producer anymore, Rochelle.
She gotta be in it.
You gotta be in on the pod now.
She gotta be on the pod. Oh, we need to have an in-person pod. Like we gotta have an in-person pod. We gotta have an in-person pod.
Down.
Get a nice little setup, get a nice little camera, and do some potting for a couple hours. Like eat some food, chill, can chop it up. But I think we got something going. I really do think we could take off on YouTube if we got this shit right.
Yeah, get them shorts popping off. All right. Yeah, I agree. People, if y'all listening, go ahead and give us a love and let us know what you want to hear next. If you want to be a guest, we're taking inquiries. Make sure you got a brand attached to you, though. So we need to get a little bit of that added into this. But stay tuned.
And make sure your brand makes sense. Don't be coming up here being no fucking weirdo.
Yeah. No weird brands. We ain't taking nothing crazy. None of that adult shop.
No YN, YB shit. We on some grown people shit.
No pyramid schemes. Don't come up here with your
no PPP loans. No judgment, but none of that.
None of that. All right. Cheers, y'all. We out of here. All right, stopping. Oh, Kyle, how does yours do that? Is it your FaceTime camera? That's why, right?
Probably, yeah.